It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. We thought the old place was loud. Somehow this place got even louder a short time ago as the Falcons were introduced to this sellout crowd. We're set to go as the Falcons get ready to match up with the Chicago Bears. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3.
Oh, fuck, I ain't set my offensive playbook. Defensive playbook.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
At the 23, it's second and 12. Throwing here, Trubisky. They'll roll him out right. He'll run it. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
And it's third down.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Trubisky now off the bootleg. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Ted McKinley made his way into the backfield.
12 yards.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. They're just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Yes.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Play action now. Bridgewater. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
His 49-yard line.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. On 1st down, it's Gurley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 25-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. On the handoff, it's Gurley. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
And there's a run there by Todd Gurley. We all know he's looking to rebound from the least productive season of his career. And I think Atlanta presents him a great opportunity to do just that. They'll use him really well running it as well as catching it out of the backfield.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Smith, his first carry. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
It's a gain of
2nd and 5 from the 8.
2nd and 5.
A handoff to Smith. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Ito Smith, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. They got it done.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First down.
Well, I haven't met an NFL player yet that doesn't use criticism as an edge, and Jimmy Graham has heard that a number of people think he's near the end of his career. And he didn't put up the numbers he should have put up in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to play with a huge chip on his shoulder. Nice catch there. And he wants to show flashes of that form that he exhibited early in his career with New Orleans and Seattle.
Brought down by Deion Jones. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Brought down by Shaq Thompson. A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Falcons 7, Bears nothing.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And he finds his tight end, Graham. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. That'll bring up 4th down after back-to-back-to-back 3-yard pickups. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll indeed go for it with Trubisky. Sliding out of the pocket. Now Trubisky lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD.
Falcons.
So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. This will make it into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 to score as they regroup with 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
2nd and inches.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. He'll buy some time right. And that'll be incomplete.
On the keeper.
Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Now it's Trubisky. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Nice gain there by the second-year runner out of Iowa State, David Montgomery, who often finishes his runs moving forward and knocking defenders back. He finished tied with Josh Jacobs for the most carries by a rookie last year. But what the Bears need from him, improve on his 3.7 yards per attempt. If he gets that up into the 4s, look out. He can control a game with his running.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Following the penalty, Montgomery. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Neal brought him down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
On the keeper.
Obviously, a big play was needed. And you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a big gain to boot.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 3 yards to go on 2nd down, and they've got... And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears.
Touchdown.
David Montgomery, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears draw a bit closer. Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff for Gurley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Bridgewater. The left side completion to Jones. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 22 yards there, a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's Gurley. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
Smith
in order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
On third down, Bridgewater. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
5-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Trubisky. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
42-yard line.
Working with his 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. That's caught by Montgomery. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And the Bears.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, and it's 3rd and 4. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
Incomplete.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll go out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Fielded in the end zone. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The third quarter starts with a run by Gurley. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Again, they run with Gurley. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he takes this all the way down to the Bears' 36-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's a give to Smith. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Bears' 37-yard line.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
And there's a familiar sight, Khalil Mack putting a quarterback down in the backfield for another sack. I know he only had 8.5 sacks in 2019, so a lot of people wrote that off as, hey, what's going on with Khalil Mack? You do realize he's getting doubled and tripled on just a...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Khalil Mack. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. After the interception, here's Trubisky. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 43 yards.
First down, Chicago.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And nearly picked off there. And it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Brings up.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Tariq Cohen, the Bears.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Escaping the pressure right. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th.
Yarrow on for the field goal. A 39-yard attempt.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. And now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Play fake. Bridgewater. And that is incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out.
What the
got
fuck
the football
going
right
on
back
with
for their
this
offense.
goddamn
They've got to go to the
game?
sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
25-yard line.
Bullshit, man.
They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
The ball carrier. Tackle made at the 21-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Trubisky.
Oh.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And there's a catch by Todd Gurley, and that has to remind us that's exactly what we've seen in him throughout his career when he's at his best. He can run it. He can catch it. He led the league in total yards from scrimmage in 2017 with nearly 3,000. Todd Gurley, when he's on point, is quite a weapon for the Atlanta Falcons.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley.
That's good.
I know flashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
Here's Gurley now. Toss right. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Now the first carry for Brian Hill. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
It's 3rd and 9.
They go play action. Bridgewater. It's caught. Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
1st and 10.
Catch there by Julio Jones, and let's face it, we're almost running out of ways to say he's great. So let's put it into this context. 3rd among active players in receiving yards, starting 2020, just 852 yards behind tight end Jason Witten.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Brent Urban there to get him down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. Another carry now for Gurley. And some space here. 20. And he takes this all the way down to the Bears' 10-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the heart, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Oh, he
this.
ran
They
my
get the
route.
turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie, Jalen Johnson. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he will score.
Good fucking play,
Touchdown,
dog.
Chicago. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen
cut
very
that shit
often.
on the
Listen, you
ground.
get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They will look to flush the memory of that pick-6 as we now have a brand new tie ball game here in the 4th quarter. Getting down to the good stuff. To the right side and complete to Hurst. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
1st and 10.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They run. It's Gurley. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Eddie Jackson brought him
The
down.
last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
49-yard line.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Throwing, Bridgewater. And a grab over the middle by Stocker. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there at 22.
At the 26-yard
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
taken down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley.
Oh,
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
At the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. On the counter, Gurley. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
The ball carrier.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead. So how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The one running back is Gurley. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. And they'll give it to him here. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons have taken the lead. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now left side on the swing pass. Room here to run. The 40. The 20. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 65 yards.
65 yards. First down, Bears.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They're going to try the jet sweep. Robinson with it. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Goddamn mayhem right now.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from taking the lead in this game. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at
all. A crusher there as it's intercepted.
Oh, my God.
And that one,
that hurt.
Big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
At the 47-yard line.
We're going to play some good defense at the end of the game, man.
Play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Here's Trubisky. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And he's got Miller. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown puts them up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. 31. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not. Because
this nigga is
intercepted. Picked off by Kyle and a terrific
now the game
return
over.
there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
Take over 1st and
Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed or showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Called it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
today's
a great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for Chicago, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Flag on the play. Yeah, yeah. That's a flag on the play. Yeah, yeah. Flag on the play. Hold up. That's a flag.
Man, I lost that game for no fucking reason.
I just dropped a flag on the tag. Ain't nothing. Make 'em throw a flag when I pass.
I lost that motherfucker, man.
Girl, hit the hole, then I ran it. Get money. You ain't trying to get that second flag on the play. Hating from the side.
All right, y'all. I'm 1-2 tonight. I'm at 1-2 on the season. Kind of hurt, but it's okay. Gotta get back. Like I ran up on a quarterback. Shake and bake, make a play just like a quarterback. We ain't worrying about no fumbles, we ain't staying there. Running out the block, yeah, I'm something like a linebacker. I got juice like a Fanta, how you like it? How you like it? I'm on purple, I'm on yellow, like a Viking. Like a Viking. All these plays that I'm catching, I done gone crazy. I do my thing, 6 range, just like Tom Brady. Touchdown, I just scored a whole bucket. I just dropped the bag on the tag, ain't nothing. Make 'em throw a flag when I pass, come through stand. Girl, hit the hole, then I ran it. Get money, you ain't trying to get that second flag on the play. Hating from the sideline, flag on the play. With them Falcons, I just made a play. In the red zone, going strong, watch me shake and bake. I'm in the field like a panther, I done up the standards. Like Michael Vick in Atlanta when it's time to scream. Full of water, call me Black Bridgewater. Lamar Jackson, how I throw them Ravens across the border. Hold up. You know I'm a touchdown with safe. This loss hurt, dog.
On the play. In the boys handshake play. That's a flag on the play.
Barely had over 100 yards this
one.
one.
I just dropped the bag on the tag, ain't nothing. Make 'em throw a flag when I pass, come through stand. Call me tired, girl, hit the hole, then I ran it. Get money, you ain't trying to get that second flag on the play. Hating from the sideline, a flag on the play. Like Julio with them Falcons, I just made a play. In the red zone, going strong, watch me shake and bake. Let's go.
They don't know my name, I get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face like it's lemonade. Tie me up in chains, I get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face like it's lemonade. Days take fall and you let go, but I know I got an antidote to retain some kind of self-control. Look inside my head through a telescope. You erase all the calls from a telephone. No sense of smile, maybe tell a joke. Holding back your tears, singing minimal syllables. Yeah, look at me, at the asylum. Was a fate or mistake, cause the time ain't up. Yet the parts of my mind don't get much love. If you want in my head, come and call me up. You look like a twisted Robin Hood. You take from the rich and the poor and us. Wearing diamond shoes where you walk your pugs in a town you create where there ain't no love. Where do I go? When I'm alone? Not on the phone. When I'm on my own. They don't know my name. I get through the pain. Taste it on my face like it's lemonade. Tie me up in chains. I get through the pain. Taste it on my face like.
Stop taking to the belly of the beach, but outside there's a war going on your front lawn. Black Hawk, see the red dawn horizon. Blind yet I'm rising, abiding by laws of attraction. My thoughts still rising, thinking what type of knowledge gon' sink in? Life gives you limits and my only thought is drinking. Thirsty, will I be alive or dead before 30? That's all that concerns me early. Lemonade quenching my inner rage when it takes to the stage way before they pour it on my grave. Minute Maid, let it set my soul ablaze on each and every way. Put me in the water for the save.
They don't know my name.